Someone's shaking me. Hey, wake up. Huh? Where? What? I guess I fell asleep after all. What are you doing out here? You're gonna catch a cold or something. I rub my eyes and I'm comforted by Emmy, who bends over me with a worried expression. I'm still a little groggy, so my response comes out in a mumble. Feel asleep or watch the sun come up. Sounds like something Rin would say. I shrug the feeling of the stiffness that comes with sleeping on a bench for a few hours. Is it? I wouldn't know. Emmy grins a little at my somewhat cranky response. So, couldn't sleep, eh? Obviously we need to run you harder today. Even though I've known her for about a week, this seems a very Emmy-ish thing, or Emmy-ish response to the problem. Hey, my body was plenty exhausted after yesterday. My mind was just racing, that's all. That's oh, it hurts. You don't see the difference. If you run hard enough, your brain will get tired too. I'm seriously questioning the wisdom of doing the first thing in the morning. I don't know if my grades will be able to handle me tiring my brain out like this. He pulls me up from the bleachers with surprising strength from someone her side. Now come on, Isao, we got work to do. I don't actually know if I'm up to this today, to be honest. I mean, I obviously didn't get much sleep, and what sleep I got was on the bleachers. I don't know, should I really be running? I mean, glares at me. Good heavens. What are you talking about? Of course you should be running. How else do you expect to work out the kinks? You've been sleeping on the bleachers for heaven's sakes. The best way to get the soreness out is to run a little bit. Now stop hiding in the bleachers and get down here. There's no arguing that I'm pretty sure she'd kill me if I didn't go do as she said. I get to my feet and hop down into the track. I guess he was wearing his gym clothes or whatever. The sun is warming things up rather nicely, I think. Emmy and I begin to stretch out and find myself once again hard-pressed not to stare. If this is how I wake up every day, I might be able to get used to this. You know, Sal, it's not polite to stare. I wasn't staring, I swear. Emmy raises an eyebrow and considers me for a minute, as if evaluating my response. There's a brief moment where I'm afraid for my life, but then she smiles and laughs, shaking her head slowly. Honestly, you didn't have to deny it so strenuously. In response, I clap my hands together and go for a change of subject. So that's enough stretching, right? Emmy gives a casual shrug. Do you feel stretched? That's really how you tell. Well, I do feel up to the run, if that's what she means. Yeah, I feel ready to go. Same as yesterday, okay? We'll just run for a mile at a steady pace. Don't worry about going really fast, just worry about keeping the pace, got it? You're the boss. Emmy grins again, and we take off around the track. Jeez, she noticed. The way to go is you blew it out. I think I'm going to die. We're not even done with the first lap and my legs are on fire. My breath is coming in a regular gasp. I can feel sweat pouring down my brow, and we've only now just rounded the second turn. Come on, Isao, you only have 3 more laps to go. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I think I might hurl. Somehow, we're on the second lap. Emmy's not even sweating. How can she do this so effortlessly? For some reason, I'm still moving. She's like a machine. Third lap. What happened to the second? Almost there, Sal. Liar. We've got another 2. Nothing to be done. Can't do this. Emmy whirls around and begins running backwards. Her face is a mask of anger that surprises me. Never say that. If you say that, you'll already be lost. Keep moving. If you're alive, you can keep moving, damn it. Whoa. Language. That's totally something I would say. We're on the 4th lap now. Whoa, language. She really seems to want me to keep going. Legs move, move, move. It feels so sluggish. I'm in mud, or molasses, or tar. I can't go on. I'll go on. Final stretches out, give it all you got. I pump my leg as fast as it'll go. They keep refusing to obey my commands. Somehow, I keep moving. Somehow I finished. That's it, Sal. I knew you had it in you. What? Did I? Nope. What? Yeah, okay. The anger in Emmy showed the lap ago is gone, replaced with pride. She's positively radiant, like she just won a gold medal or something. I staggered to the stop and fall to my hands and knees, grasping for air. My heart is pounding far harder than it has in a long time. I don't think it's done this since. Oh God! Please slow down, Art. Slow down. Stop right now. I keep using the word racing. I cough. For some reason, I feel a grin across my face. So this is how I die, huh? Trying to stay healthy? How ironic. I'm ready to give up right there. But then I hear my heart slow down. Two hands grab under my arm and tug upwards. I look up and see Emmy staring over me with a mixture of delight and worry. On your feet. Come on, you'll never catch your breath that way. Somehow I manage to stand and I try to raise my arms above my head, but they feel like lead. I start to walk around the track with Emmy, or while Emmy keeps close to me, like she's afraid I'll fall over or something. She may not be far off. I feel terrible and say so. Emmy laughs. But you finished, didn't you? You said you couldn't, but you did. Isn't that worth it? I'm not sure, and I really don't have the breath to say so. That small grin I felt on my face earlier hasn't left. So, what if my heart's weak? So what if my heart's weak? I still survived this morning. Maybe I'll survive tomorrow, too. As soon as it becomes apparent that I'm not going to suddenly keel over, Emmy takes off as a sprint. I don't know how she can manage to sprint after running a mile, but I guess she's in much better shape than me. Once again, as I walk around the track, I can't help watching Emmy sprint. It's weird, but she's like a different person when she's pushing herself. Last time I noticed her eyes, well, this time it's her mouth that catches my attention. She's not wearing her normal grin. She's still smiling, but there's a tightness to it. It's almost grim, like she's fighting a losing battle but doesn't care. She seems to be running harder like she did yesterday. Sweat has started to pour down her face, but she keeps going. Her mouth finally opens as she can no longer get enough air through her nose. As she passes me once more, legs pumping, arms swinging in time, her lips slightly parted. She looks beautiful. After we've taken some laps around the track to cool down, Emmy changes to her usual self. Transformation I saw in her has gone. Not bad today, Sal. There's this almost admiration in her voice. What do you mean? I would have stopped if you hadn't yelled at me. Emmy colors a little, seemingly embarrassed about her outburst. Sorry about that, I just can't stand people give up. Especially about something like this. Saying I can't go on is silly when you're obviously going while you're saying it. That's what this is all about. What? Saying silly things? Emmy sticks her tongue out at me. Idiot, I mean showing that you're alive. Showing I'm alive, huh? I didn't know why it had to be so painful. But it does feel pretty good despite that. Besides, this is one of the hardest days. What do you mean? Whenever you start a workout, it's difficult the first day, really hard the second day, and the third day is easier. You'll slowly get days that are really hard, but they'll pop up less and less. So this will eventually get really easy, huh? Yeah, of course. But then you'll have to increase the difficulty and you'll never get ahead. Or you'll never get ahead. You'll just get complacent and you'll lose a sense of accomplishment. So you'll have to run more than just 4 laps, Yep, but not for a while. You'll have to be careful, you know. A thought strikes Emmy as her face lights up. Got it? Got what? You can come with me to see the nurse. That way you won't fall over dead or anything. How charming. One? Right now, of course. You'll never shower. You'll need a shower and everything, right? We don't have much time then. Grabbing my hand, she pulls us off. She's pulling me along with her. My goodness. But you're in a hurry today, aren't you, Emmy? I have no idea how we got to the nurse's office so fast, but here we are. The nurse grins at Emmy and seemingly completely ignore me. You've got plenty of time to take a shower to get to class, you know. There's no need to run through the hallways like that. I could hear you coming a mile away. Somehow it doesn't seem like he's actually scolding at me at all. It's like this is sort of routine between the two of them. Emmy does a passable imitation of remorse. I'm sorry, I won't ever do it again. The nurse and Emmy both laugh at some private joke. Suddenly it seems that he noticed me. Ah, hello, Sal. What brings you here? Well, I've been... It's Sal's office. Officially joined me in the morning runs. I start to explain, but Emmy cuts me off. I thought he might need to visit you so that he doesn't die or anything. The nurse raises his eyebrow in mock horror. Yes, that would certainly put me on a job fast, wouldn't it? Well then, Sal, let's have a look at you. Lift up your shirt, would you? I'm suddenly very conscious of the fact that Emmy's in the room with me and blush in spite of myself. The nurse seems to sense my discomfort, but it only seems to amuse him. A bit shy, are we? He makes an apologetic bow to Emmy. Sorry, Emmy, I tried to get you a free show, but it doesn't seem to have worked. Emmy's even slightly and fires to look of annoyance at him. You're an asshole. Okay, that is the best. He bows to me apologetically. I'll wait outside, okay, so? I begin to stammer that it's not really a big deal. She doesn't have to leave, but she's already out of the door. And the nurse is laughing as he watches her go. Still got it. Ha! I don't follow. He laughs again, like he's in on some joke that's over my head. I can still get her flustered. It's a competition of sorts we've had going on for a while now. It sounds incredibly sinister to me, and it seems as if the nurse realizes that too. That sounds a lot worse than it actually is, come to think of it. I wasn't gonna say anything. No, you're right. I should fill you in so that you don't get the wrong idea. I'm actually relatively new here, you see. I got hired the same year Emmy started going here. Before that, I worked with Emmy during her initial rehab following her accident. Hold on, what? We had to amputate her legs after a real nasty car wreck. We nearly killed her and succeeded. She shuts up abruptly. I blinked at receiving the unexpected piece of news. Well, that's not my place to say. Anyway, we have known each other for quite a while now. So, we have a slightly more familiar relationship, and it is strictly professional. He seems embarrassed that, like he's done something stupid. I guess he's really worried about that. I wave a hand to let him know it's not a big deal. Don't worry, sir. I promise that I'm gonna be discreet. I've been wondering about what caused Emmy to lose her legs, and that was one of the scenarios I thought of. There were only so many ways that could have happened, but actually hearing about the facts is still a little shocking. Well, thanks. You're a good kid, Sal. I can see why Emmy became friends with you. She's quite indomitable, you know? What do you mean? You didn't see her learning to walk? She'd go for so much longer than the others in the hospital. She refused to quit. Normally it'd take years to get to a point where you can even think about running again. Emmy did it all in about a year. He almost seems proud of her, like a father who watches his daughter win a competition or something. Hell, she'd probably have done it faster if not for the fact that we wouldn't let her. Wouldn't let her? Why not? Because she'd go for so long that her leg would start bleeding when they met her prosthetics. It's a real concern. It's why she comes by every day after she runs. To say nothing of the risk of the infection if her legs get cut off or cut up and her prosthetics are dirty. But enough of that. If we don't get you on your way soon, Emmy will think we're up to something. As he says this, he gives a wink and begins checking my heartbeat. The stethoscope is way too cold. He really should have heated up or something before he used it. After a few moments, he leans back, satisfied. "Oh, you sound pretty good to me, Sal. You didn't have any chest pains while you were running, did you?" "No, not really. I had some trouble catching my breath, though, and my heart was racing by the end, too." The nurse frowns as I say that, but then shrugs. "It's probably just because you're out of shape. But if you don't improve, then you should let me know, okay? Or you should, yeah. Don't push yourself too much. And of course, if you have any chest pains, come to me immediately, alright?" I put my shirt back on, and the nurse leans out in the doorway to call on Emmy. "What took you so long? Now I'm gonna be late." The nurse gives me a significant look. "I was just seducing a Sal, that's all." "What? Come on. What have I told you about seducing my friends?" Well, I'd expect Emmy to be shocked by this, but instead she seems merely annoyed, scolding the nurse as if he was a child stealing cookies. Meanwhile, I try hard not to blush at the nurse's innuendo. I'll try not to do it again, though I fear young to tell me lust to the female gender forever. Not freaking likely. I didn't mean to say that out loud, but both the nurse and Emmy regard me for a moment before bursting into laughter again. I thought they gave the froze. "To you. Told you he was funny, didn't I?" Huh. I guess Emmy does talk to the nurse about a lot of stuff. "Well, Sal, you should probably get moving. You still need a shower before class starts, don't you?" Crap. He's got a point, and it looks like I've only got half an hour. "Thanks for your time. I'll see you later, Emmy." I dash out of the room as the nurse begins to remove Emmy's prosthetics. As I head down the hallway, I can just barely hear his voice drifting after me. "Emmy, you've got to be more careful." I make it back to my room and shower in record time. It occurs to me that I've already been up for 4 hours, and class hasn't even started yet. This is gonna be a really, really long day. I hope I don't fall asleep in class. Yep. He fell asleep in class, didn't he? Well. The morning sunlight streaming through my window wakes me up. Oh wait, no, never mind, I guess he didn't. Instead of my alarm, and then I realized it must be Sunday. Emmy has kindly deigned to give me weekends off from our morning runs. I don't actually know if I woke up at all yesterday, or if I just slept through the entire day. My legs groan in protest as I lever myself out of bed. All this running has really taken that out of me. Still, I can't deny that Emmy wasn't lying to me. It has gone a little easier. I've been worried that runs would start to wear on my nerves, but thus far I hadn't minded that much. Well, it's only been a week. I suppose there's plenty of time to start dreading the sound of my alarm in the morning. Not that I can ever skip out now. As Emmy said, it's hard to stop routine when there's another person. And frankly, I don't think I'm equipped to deal with a disappointed Emmy. Oh god. She'd probably give me those puppy dog eyes, and I'd feel terrible about myself. Which reminds me, wasn't I supposed to be somewhere today? "Hey, you coming to a track meeting on Sunday, right?" "What am I talking to you? Of course you were. Right. Those puppy dog eyes again. Of course I'm going. I owe you, right?" "Exactly, so don't forget, okay?" Crap, Emmy's tracking. I better get move on if I don't want to miss her running, since she's the only reason I'm considering going. Otherwise, it would defeat the whole purpose of going. As soon as I find myself quite suddenly surrounded by a crowd of people turning out to see their track teams compete with another school like this one, I'll admit, it's almost comforting to know we're not the only school like this. After you see that there can be 2 schools with a bunch of defective kids, well, you stop feeling so defective. You also stop feeling unique, which is in most cases would be bad thing, but in this case, it sure as hell isn't. That's part of Yamaku's appeal, I guess. Learn that you're not unique. Well, hell, learn. There's a lot of others who would kill to be saddled with your problem instead of whatever they're dealing with. Some of the kids here aren't even here because they're missing a leg or they have a heart condition. Some of them might be here because they're as good as dead in 2, maybe 3 years if they're lucky. Then that's only if they get the right sort of care. It's a bitter sort of comfort to be able to say, well, at least I got a chance to be alive through college. But there it is. I'm brought out of my rather morbid musing by the appearance of Rin near the entrance to the bleachers. I came. Of course I said I would, but deny. That doesn't necessarily imply that you had to follow through. Lots of people say things that don't mean. Well, I don't. Rin shrugged, seemingly bored with the conversation. She turned on her heel and head back towards the stands. I owe Emmy money now. Why is that? I didn't think he'd show up. Emmy did. So 500 yen. You two bet an awful lot, don't you? Another shrug from my armless companion. I don't think so. We entered the bleachers and Rin nods upwards. Up there. I came out to see if you'd come. For the better part, presume? Rin leads the way as soon as we settle down on an almost empty bench. What? Whoa. There's an older woman sitting next to Ren, someone's mother, I assume. Whoa. She's rather long hair. She got her rather long hair done up in a braid. On seeing Rin, she gives her an oddly familiar seeming grin. Well, this is surprising. I thought you went to get a snack, not a boy. Huh? A snack. I wonder why I was down there. Oh, the woman laughs again in a way that seems familiar. Where have I seen her before? Well, I suppose you've always been one to go out for one thing, bring back another. But I'm being rude. I haven't introduced myself. I'm Michael Ibarazaki. What the? How do you say that? Emmy's mother. Okay, I don't even care. I don't even care. Shit. Do I even have it? Okay, it's gonna try again. No. Okay, I was gonna look up how to say the name, but apparently my internet's on all origin or something. Pleased to meet you. Well, that explains it. She's like a taller, older, better endowed Emmy. Apart from her hair being darker shade than Emmy's, there's really no mistaking the resemblance. Sorry, I'm Masao. The Sonic-Kai. And really, you don't have to apologize for not introducing yourself, Miss Ibarazaki. That's really Rin's job in this situation, isn't it? I'm gonna laugh from Emmy's mother. I take it you've not known Rin for that long, then. It's better not to expect her to remember something like that. She's got other things to think about, I assume. Rin nods, seemingly pleased by the assessment. She's right. I was thinking about sunsets. You see, it's really up to us to make introductions like that. Oh, I can't read. Introductions and the like. For lack of any better response, I nod. Miss Ibarazaki leans back a little on her seat and raises an eyebrow. I know, I'm probably not saying her name right. So, how long have you and Rin been dating? My response consists of silence, and my brain suddenly lurches in gear. But just before I can begin to utterly hastily babble explanation, Emmy's mother bursts into laughter again. You're a blusher, aren't you? I don't know if there's any way to keep my dignity in the situation, so I settle for a mumbled response. No, maybe. So this must be a new romance then, wasn't it? Wait, that's not the question that... Another laugh. I know it, but it's funny to watch you squirm. Oh, no mercy. I'm sorry, forgive an older woman. Amusements. Old woman. She sure doesn't look that old to me. Clearly, Emmy gets her youthful feature from her mother. I suppose I can let it go. Let it go. Just don't hold it back anymore. Just let it go. Turn away and shut the front door. How kind of you. It's starting. Is there anyone? Oh, that girl. The girl with no hand. I direct my attention to the track where they are preparing for the first sprint. That's like a 400-meter dash. It looks like a 400-meter dash. My eyes scan the runners before finding Emmy. She's smiling with an almost cocked look on her face. The starter raises his pistol. Oh, look at the girl in the background. Look. Emmy explodes as the blocks disappearing from the starting line in a blur. It's amazing. Even as the other sprinters converge on the lanes closest to the inside, Emmy surges to the front of the pack. By the time she's happy. Oh, she's happy too. By the time she's round the final turn, some of the other runners have caught up with her. Their efforts come to naught, though, since the final burst of speed from Emmy leaves them at least half a second behind. Mr. Irizaki whoops and shouts, applauding wildly and genuinely looking like any other parent cheering on their child. Emmy bounds off the track, looks pleased with herself. I cheer right along with the rest of them. The announcer, sounding suspiciously like Misha, gleefully gives the result. I think she's gotten faster since the last time. That was incredible. Miss Irizaki grins proudly. Emmy's a heck of a runner. We fall silently as the next event is being prepared. I'm surprised to see Emmy out on the track again. Wait, didn't she just run? Emmy's mother Emmy's mother's not. Oh, fuck. Emmy's mother nods. Yes. Well, she's run multiple events for the team, especially the sprints. It's a lot of running, but Emmy can handle it. For the look of things, she's right. Emmy doesn't appear to be tired, as if she hadn't run from previous events at all. If not for the sweat visible on her shirt, you'd never know. Which event is this? It's the 200-meter dash. She'll do this one, the 100-meter, and the relay. I see. Once again the pistol sounds, and once again Emmy flies off the block. Something sound draw my attention away from the race. His twin's foot. She seems completely absorbed in the race. Emmy's mother cheers again, and I assume the race is over. Sprints do seem, though, to me like they take very long to complete. Your foot. Your foot was bouncing on the bleacher. Oh. You seem pretty into this stuff. I'm surprised. Rin looks at me quizzically. Why wouldn't I be? No reason. I just thought stuff like sports wouldn't interest you. I suppose you're right. It's not that interesting. But I'm watching Emmy, not the sport. I don't follow. Emmy's the most Emmy when she runs. You don't get to see Emmy at the Emmyiest very often. What the fuck? But here you can. See, I can't. I hate myself for doing this. God, I can't even read. She directs my attention toward the track again, where the 100-meter dash is about to start. I watch Emmy closely. As she gets into her starter block, as her whole body seems to relax, but it's a false relaxation. I can see that she's actually like a cold spring. As she starts to tell everyone to get set, her head snaps up, her eyes narrow slightly. Oh, look at that. That grin. Like, the G-rin, you know? Her mouth curls upward in what looks to be a grin and growl. It could be a growl. When the pistol goes off, it's as if she's been unleashed from a cage like she was always moving at this blinding speed. But we couldn't see it happening until the starter pistol dispelled the illusion of motionlessness. It's all over in a few seconds, but in those few seconds I feel like I just witnessed something very personal for Emmy. As she soon crossed the finish line, the fierce look was replaced by a normal grin. The conqueror general returning to his farm. Amazing. She's really amazing. I've never seen anyone move that fast. Oh, don't look at me. I'm far too relaxed to run that fast. No, I think Emmy's prowess all came from her father's side. Not to mention of Emmy's father, Miss Ibrazaki looked wistful and almost sad. He got her into running, you know. Yeah, she told me. I'm uncertain as to whether or not it would be rude of me to ask after Emmy's father. But after the look on her face a few days ago, I feel compelled to ask, where's her father now, if I might ask? Oh, shit. Emmy's mother hesitates, clearly not willing to answer the question, but at the same time not wishing to appear rude. Fucking this out, please. You fucked it up. He isn't around anymore. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring up bad memories. Emmy just seemed a little sad when she mentioned him earlier. That's not surprising considering. They were very close. I see. A beeping noise suddenly emanates from Miss Ibrazaki's pocket. Reaching into it, she pulls out a cell phone and looks at it. Honestly, text messages? What is he, 16? Oh, nothing. I'm gonna meet up with a friend of mine. Well, you tell Emmy I'm very proud of her, and that I'll call her later tonight. Of course. I'll admit that I zone out for a while. I almost don't notice that the relay is about to begin, but when I look, I can't find Emmy. I thought that Emmy would be running the relay. She runs anchor, so she won't be running for a while yet. Do you see it? Oh. Emmy at her Emmyist. Maybe. Maybe this time. The race begins and I cheer Emmy's teammates along as they pass the baton. Oh, they're running. The same people are running. Finally, I see Emmy sprinting onto the track to take the final handoff. Once again, I'm taken aback by how graceful she looks while she runs. It's really beautiful. The look of determination and fearlessness on her face only adds to the picture. Emmy at her Emmyist, I suppose. But then, as she crosses the finish line, I see her stumble slightly. It's only barely, but it's definitely a definite stumble. Abby inhales sharply and actually looks concerned for a second. Oh, Emmy. Did she hurt herself, do you think? You noticed it too? Must be bad. She frowns at it, deciding on the next course of action. Eventually that proves to be too tiresome and she shrugs it again. Well, let's go down. We gotta crown the victor. See if you can find the laurel branch. That's not gonna be easy. Rin shrugs. At least we tried. Well, we didn't really try that all that hard. Or at all, but hey, whatever. Emmy's surrounded by her teammates, all of them congratulating her on the run. Rin seems to be waiting for Emmy to notice that she's arrived. Oh yeah, I guess she can't exactly wave Emmy over. Then again, I'm not sure that Rin would do such a thing even if she had arms. It doesn't even seem like her style to draw attention to herself or to both beyond the shrugging. Either way, I'm not willing to wait, so I waved at Emmy, who looks up and grins happily at me, or us. Hey, you showed up. Guess Ron owes me money, huh? We wouldn't have bought you a crown of laurels, but it's how I didn't find one. Hey, neither did you. That wasn't my job to look. When did we assign jobs? When I said see if you could find any laurel branch. Try to keep up. No, sorry. I shrug. Guess Rin's rubbing off on me. Seems it's my fault after all of me. Emmy laughs at Rin and me. It's okay. I'm sure you'll make it up to me somehow. Sure. Good. So how'd I look? I stopped myself before blurting out beautiful or amazing, and settled for the substantially safer, very impressive. Emmy seems pleased with this assessment. Why didn't you say amazing or beautiful? I don't mention how much more impressive her performance is given the lack of legs. I figure she knows that already. Besides, it seems like it would have taken away from her efforts somehow. Great to hear. I was worried that I looked a little slow on the relay, but I guess I did fine, huh? Actually, no. Rin kissed me and keeps me from finishing my sentence. What was that all about? He noticed it at the end. That's no good. Guess the nurse will look at it for me later. What? Whoa. What was that? What was that? There was carelessness in her voice, as if it was a big deal, but I suddenly noticed a slight twitch on her face. Yeah, what was that? What was that twitch? Like she's trying to hide the fact that she's in pain. Instead, I noticed her breathing is a little shallow too. I guess she really is hurt. She must notice my concern because she skips up to me and gives me a friendly pat on the shoulder. You look a little worried. I'm fine, really. I'm just sore from all the running is all. And come on, a little pain isn't gonna stop me. Oh no? Amy grins for a moment, and she looks like she's did during her sprint, fierce and unconquerable. Or put it to another way, really beautiful. Hasn't yet. Well then, I guess I shouldn't worry, huh? Yeah, I'm right. I'm Emi Ibarazaki, fastest thing on no legs. I don't stop for anything. Impressive. Emi giggles and then seems to remember something. Oh, before I forget, Lynn and I are going to do something next Sunday as a post-track meet celebration. You should come along. Normally we do it the day after, but since the track meet was on a Sunday, I've got no homework in class. Or I've got homework in class and all that stuff to take care of. Plus our morning run, of course. Alright, your mom wanted to say she was proud of you. She'll call you later tonight. I thought I saw her in the stands. I'm glad she made it. It used to be my dad who showed up to my meetings, but mom's done a pretty good job of taking over. She shivers slightly and I realize she's still all sweaty. A breeze is starting to blow too. I'm not cold at all, but I got my jacket with me, so without a word I throw it around her shoulders. Oh, the gentleman. Amy jumps slightly and then grins at me. Hey, thanks. It's getting a little cold. Look at Rin. Look at Rin. Rin, you're hilarious. Even when you try not to be. Yeah, looked like it. Just I begin to wonder whether or not giving my Emmy my jacket could be taken the wrong way. A boy in a track uniform approaches. Hey Emmy, you're gonna miss the medal ceremony. Oh yeah, thanks. She turns to Rin and myself. You don't have to stick around for this part, it takes forever. Besides, you should get cracking on your homework now, if you don't want to be up late this hour. Morning room tomorrow, don't forget. How could I? Good point. I mean, it's spending time with me, after all. Oh. With this, she waves quickly and dashes off to receive her medals, or whatever they pass off as medals these days. Rin and I head away from the track, Rin remaining deep in whatever thought she has for most of the walk beside her door. As I see her off, she speaks up. You're probably not going to get your coat back, I think. I'm sure I'll get it back eventually. Interesting. Take it as it comes, huh? Very Emmyish. With that odd statement, she turns and heads into the building. Honestly, was it that big of a deal? Emmy was cold and unless I'm mistaken in pain. Giving her a solution to at least one of those problems seems like an obvious reaction. Well, I guess there's a chance I could lose my jacket if Emmy never remembers to return it. I guess Rin has a point. Still, I can't bring myself to muster much worry over the whole thing. After all, it's been getting warmer lately. I don't need a jacket. Odd. I think I used to be a little more responsible with my stuff. Emmy-ish, huh? Maybe that's not really a bad thing.